Hey there, welcome back to another review, this time of the 2015 Christmas comedy, The Night Before. Now, The Night Before is a Christmas comedy film that's directed by Jonathan Levine, who before this had directed a few other films like 50-50, um, and which was another film that Joseph Gordon-Levitt was also in. And it's based on a screenplay by Jonathan Levine, Kyle Hunter, Ariel Shafir, Evan Goldberg, and it's based on a story by Jonathan Levine. So this film has like four screenwriters, and I really want to know. It's I don't get why this movie needed four screenwriters. It stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Ethan Miller, Seth Rogen as Isaac Greenberg, Anthony Mackie as Chris Roberts, Lizzy Caplan as Diana, Jillian Bell as Betsy Greenberg, Michael Shannon as Mr. Green, Mindy Kaling as Sarah, who is one of Diana's friends. You also have Lorraine Toussaint as Mrs. Roberts, Chris's mother. And there's a few other actors and actresses. Tracy Morgan narrates the film, and he also plays Santa Claus. And James Franco has a cameo as himself, and Miley Cyrus also plays herself in the film as well. Now, the movie was released in November of 2015. Actually, it was released on November 20th, 2015, so it was a Christmas film that was released before Thanksgiving. It's about 101 minutes, so it's about an hour and 41 minutes long, which I honestly thought was a bit too long for this type of movie. And it had a budget of $25 million, and it made about $52.4 million in the box office. So it made a profit, but it really wasn't that big of a hit. It gets mixed reviews from critics. It gets a 66% Rotten Tomatoes, with an average rating of 6 out of 10. The site's critical consensus reads, "The Night Before provokes enough belly laughs to qualify as a worthwhile addition to the list of Christmas comedies worth revisiting, even if it isn't quite as consistent as the classics." And that's honestly how I feel about the movie. I thought it was fun, it was entertaining, it was a time waster, but it was no new Christmas classic, that's for sure. There's plenty of other Christmas films that I would definitely rather watch than this around the holidays that are definitely funnier, like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and so on. But, I did have some fun with it, mainly for the cast. I thought Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Seth Rogen and Anthony Mackie had great chemistry with one another. I bought that they were longtime friends. It was nice to see them play off each other. I wish they could have played off each other a bit more, but it seems like the film relied upon improv for the comedy, and that was definitely hit and miss. I think the film could have benefited greatly from having a more straight, like an actual script, like a script, a comedic writer writing lines that suit these actors and their sense of humor. I also really liked Lizzy Caplan as Diana. I really like her anyway. I think she's cute and very funny and just vivacious actress. I've kind of fallen in love with her with her performances. Anytime I see her in a film, she always brightens up the movie. She always adds something to it that I think would not be there if she wasn't in the film. She's a very personable, very relatable, and very real type of leading lady. She reminds me in some ways of like a Karen Allen because she's approachable. She doesn't seem like she's out of anybody's league. And she was great in the Hot Tub Time Machine, and she was also really good here. And Michael Shannon blew me away. I thought General Zod himself was really great as Mr. Green. This like drug dealer guy who, is hanging around. And in a lot of ways, I don't want to give it away because for people who haven't seen the film, I want them to kind of just discover this kind of what the fuck moment on their own. But I'll just say Mr. Green is not who you think he is, and there's a lot more to him than just being this drug dealer guy who's, hanging around in this car and selling drugs to people. I thought it was a great performance of Michael Shannon because it's totally not the type of role that he usually plays, and he knocked it out of the park. He was definitely one of the best parts about the film. I also liked Alana Glazer as Rebecca Grinch. She had a little short role in this. I'm familiar with her from her work in the Comedy Central TV show. Um, oh man, I know what it's called. It's completely just, come on, man, really? Really? Like I had it, and then it's like, but not there. It's a Comedy Central a comedy that she is pretty popular in, and it's gonna start its next season. Oh, here it is. I think Broad City. That's what it's called, Broad City. So and that's actually a show that started on YouTube, and then became its own show. So Alana Glazer plays a character named Alana in that. And I liked her here. I thought she was pretty fun. I liked she was basically this Grinch character. She hated Christmas. She screws over Anthony Mackie, literally. And so I had fun with her. She was quirky and weird. James Franco's cameo was funny because it was like, is he gay? Is he not? Is he bi? It was kind of funny. It was pretty funny. And Miley Cyrus, I actually didn't hate her. I was surprised. I did not hate Miley Cyrus in this film. I thought her cameo was used well, and to be honest, I actually don't mind that song, Wrecking Ball. I think it's actually a pretty good song. So, but I didn't really care for Tracy Morgan narrating it. I think that was unnecessary. The film, it has a story that is very cliched. It's your typical Christmas story full of Christmas cliches, but with like some drug and adult humor thrown in there to try to make it fresh. And it just really wasn't to me. That's one of the main problems I had with the movie. I enjoy the film and I'm entertained by the movie for the cast, but I just thought the story wasn't really particularly that interesting or that engaging. Um, and I also thought it wasn't as funny as it could have been. There's a few moments where I laughed out loud. The scene in Midnight Mass where Seth Rogen's character Ethan is high on shrooms and all these other drugs, and he's wearing this sweatshirt that has a Jewish star on it, and he's in a Catholic church, and it's so awkward. It's a prime example of awkward humor working really well. And he starts feeling sick, and while the choir is singing, "Fall on your knees," he's like puking on the ground, and then he runs away, and he's like, "We did not kill Jesus! We did not kill him!" And then he runs away. So I thought that was pretty funny. I like the little references they made to other Christmas movies, like Home Alone. There's a scene where Anthony Mackie's chasing after Alana Grazer's character, um, Rebecca Grinch. Alana Glazer, not Grazer. Excuse me. So he's chasing after Rebecca Grinch, and she throws these like micro machines at his feet, and he slips and falls on them, and he's like, "Damn it! I just got Home Alone." So I mean, there's some fun to it there. I do have to call bullshit on Anthony Mackie's character, Chris Roberts, becoming this big football star at the age of 34 just because he took some steroids. That's very unlikely. It just screams that the people who wrote this do not know football. They don't watch the NFL. Um, and I guess the kind of sort of drama with the characters was just kind of blasé. With the friends splitting apart from each other and so on. It took away from the humor, it took away from the fun, and also the film is. This is what the synopsis is from Sony Pictures themselves. Ethan, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Isaac, played by Seth Rogen, and Chris, played by Anthony Mackie, have been friends since childhood and for a decade, and their yearly Christmas Eve reunion has been an annual night of debauchery and hilarity. Now they're entering adulthood, and the tradition is coming to an end, and to make it as memorable as possible, they set out to find the Nutcracker Ball, the holy grail of Christmas parties. Well, I like that idea, that they're trying to search for the holy grail of Christmas parties. Well, the problem is the film, it blows its wad early on, and that's an issue. I think the movie in order to make the story more interesting, I think it should have been they are still trying to find tickets for the Nutcracker Ball, and then it's all this kind of craziness that ensues. I really think that's what should have happened, because when it's just an opening that's like a flashback scene, and then Joseph Gordon-Levitt, while he's working as an elf at a department store, finds some tickets and steals them from some guy out of his coat. I think it's pretty anticlimactic already from the beginning. I think it's just a more interesting and more engaging and fun story if these three friends, their last Christmas Eve together possibly, and they still haven't found the tickets, so they're going to spend their time trying to find what is their equivalent of the golden ticket. This is like if you had a Willy Wonka movie and Charlie finds the golden ticket in like the first 15 minutes. It's just it's really, I didn't think it was a very good idea. They should have definitely held that for the climax. That's the climax. They somehow find some tickets, and then they get to the party, and have some fun. I didn't really need the drama element. The whole sort of drama between Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character and his friends, and the drama between him and his ex-girlfriend, Diana. I like her. I like Lizzy Caplan, and I guess you could have had a little bit of that drama, but I don't know. Just I don't think it was handled that well, and it didn't have that much of an impact for me personally. And once they get to the Nutcracker Ball, it's just like the movie is just. It seems like it's an afterthought. The Nutcracker Ball is an afterthought, and maybe that's the point. That's the point. It's the point of the film. It's about friendship and about Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character learning to take responsibility and be a better person, and not use so many excuses for how things are going in his life, and no longer use his parents' death as a crutch. And that's understandable. Okay, all right. And it's also Ethan's character learning that it's okay for him to admit that he's afraid of having a baby. Okay, all right. It's Anthony Mackie's character. I don't even know what his story arc was. Did he stop taking steroids? Did he stop? Is he not on the team anymore? That's not even established whatsoever. I guess it's going to show him the importance of friendship with his group of friends is more important than whatever type of friendship he might get from football players on his own team or on other teams. I just that wasn't very well written. Um, and then they all tie together with Tracy Morgan as Santa Claus thing, which isn't really that funny, and it's uneven. It's an uneven film, but I think it's worth a watch for the cast. If you like Joseph Gordon-Levitt, you like Seth Rogen, you like Anthony Mackie, it's worth a watch for those guys. When they are on screen together, it's fun, but when they split up and do this drama shit, it's just not really that entertaining to me. And the film should have been focused on these three guys, and these three guys trying to find their golden ticket, which is the tickets for the Nutcracker Ball. And all this debauchery and hilarity ensues. And that's not really what happens. There's a lot of drama here. And there's some heart to it as well, which goes a long way, but at the same time, there's just a lot of drama and not a lot of hilarity and not a lot of laughs. So anyway, I don't know what to say about The Night Before, except if I was going to rate the film out of 5 stars, I give it 3 out of 5 stars. It's a decent movie. It's a time waster. There's definitely worse ways and worse films you can watch around the holidays than The Night Before. But there's also films that are a lot better and Christmas comedies that are a lot funnier. So anyway, thank you for watching, and as always, I will see you guys later. See ya.